This is an independent film. It's a dark comedy that's written and directed by John Michael McDonough. This premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival and the Sundance Film Festival, and it won Best Debut Film at the Berlin Film Festival and was nominated Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival. It stars Brendan Gleeson, Don Cheadle, Liam Cunningham, and David Wilmo. The basic story of this movie is that it's about a small-time Irish cop played by Brendan Gleeson, who he's in a small town and he doesn't really have a lot to do. He's got a pretty boring, mundane job, and this FBI agent, played by Don Cheadle, comes in, and they have to collaborate in order to deal with this international cocaine smuggling ring that's bringing a lot of money and drugs into the town and messing things up. Talk about the good first. I thought that Brendan Gleeson and Don Cheadle had a very good relationship. They had great chemistry in the movie. Being that it's a dark comedy, there was some, good humor. But given how, I don't know what it was, but there was some humor that I didn't get, and it might have been because I'm not old enough to understand it or whatever. But then there's the problems that I had, and there were quite a few as the movie kept going on. One of the problems I had was the accents. The accents in this movie are really, really heavy, so you can't understand what they're saying some of the time. And when that happens, sometimes you don't get the comedy, like you don't get the joke because you don't understand what they're saying. And also, when they're talking and the dialogue is referring to the actual plot and they're trying to explain something, it's you can't follow because you can't understand what they're saying. And so you're constantly asking yourself, what did they just say? Another problem was that it's a slow-paced movie. It's only an hour and a half, but it's not like one of those really fast-paced zombie movies. It's a short movie, but it's got a slow pace, and there's really no action till the very end of it. Another problem that I had was that there is a side story involving the mother of the guard who is dying and in a home, and she didn't look ill at all. Honestly, she didn't look like she was dying, and whenever there was I think there were maybe, I don't know how many scenes, like 2 or 3, but the scenes that were spent with her and the guard, her son, they really didn't amount to anything, and ultimately you didn't really feel like they added anything to the equation. They didn't add to the main storyline or anything. I guess it was just for you to sort of invest in his character and figure out who he was when he wasn't on duty, but it didn't really add anything else. So besides that, it was an okay film. Given that this is not playing in a lot of theaters, it's probably going to be hard to go out and see, but this is probably a rental at best. It's not a bad movie, it's just not a very good movie. So I'm going to give this movie 2.5 out of 5 stars.